All right, we're back. Now we have all of our most of the background work done. We get to start thinking about actually putting our information out there pretty as output. And in order to do that, we need to make a dialog box. Right now, we're looking at the completed version of this plugin, and when we hit play, we get a dialog box here. Now, we're going to make that in this part, but one thing I do want to note, one stumbling block I had, I wanted to be able to open it, have it output the values, but still be able to use like the F5 key to start it, F8 stop it, etc. And in order to do that, I kind of found a workaround. It doesn't work great, but it gets the job done. If you notice, when we start playing that, this is faded out. The problem is we need that dialog box to not gain focus, so that the keystrokes actually go back to Vixen. And it works for the original startup. The only issue we have with this is once we click it to say move it, boom, it has focus, and I don't know how to get it to not keep focus. Hopefully if somebody out there has a solution for that, let me know. So what you'll have to do there is you'll have to click down to Vixen, in which case the dialog box will go background, and go ahead and click stop. Okay, so let's make that dialog box. We're going to go to our tutorial, right click, just like we made the last dialog box. Create a Windows form. Make sure Windows form is highlighted and give it a name. Call it output dialog. Again, I like to have pretty descriptive names so I don't get confused. Alright, our dialog. So we just add, the only thing we need on here is a list box. And we'll just move that over. Let's resize it so that we can see it. We'll adjust the size of our form. There we go. Now list box, let's give it a good name. We'll just call it LB for list box and then output. Another thing I like to do is I like to get rid of this box so nobody can X out of it. They have to use Vixen to basically make it disappear. And to do that, you just scroll down, and we're looking for context menu strip. You click on that. Or actually, it's not context menu strip, but we have to highlight the form. So we're looking at the form. I was looking at the wrong thing. We're looking for a control box here, and go to click on false. So that gets rid of that. Okay. Now the only we don't have much that we have to do here. Our dialog box is pretty much done, but we do need to go into the code, and we need to provide a way for Vixen to send the data, so that we can put it in the list box. So right click on your output dialog, view code, and what we're going to do is we're going to provide a custom property similar to the way we did before. Let's call this public. Vixen's going to send all data as bytes, so we're going to say it's a byte, and let's call it Vixen event. And if you remember before, I put it in the wrong place. You have to make sure that you put it in your class. I didn't put it in the class. That's why it was looking funny. So public byte Vixen event. Okay, if you remember before, I spoke briefly about get and set. Get was if Vixen needs something, it can call the get to get it. We need Vixen to be able to set something, so it's going to call the set value. So we just set. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the value. It actually, when it sends the value, it calls it value. So we're going to take that value and we're going to put it in our list box as text. So list box output dot items dot add value is the value that gets sent, and we're going to just change that to a string. Oh, this is supposed to be a oops. Okay. Close the bracket there. Oh, I missed a parenthesis. There it is. Okay, so that is that. We basically have all the functionality that we absolutely need in our output dialog. But here's the workaround I was talking about, so that when it pops up, it doesn't steal focus. We need to set up a override of the show without activation that is part of a form. So to do that, just type protected override. That is a bool value, so it's true or false. And this is show without activation. And this fills in basically what you need in order to do it. Instead of the default value, we are going to return. So basically, it's going to show without activation, and that's all we need for our dialog. So next time we will talk about getting that to actually display.